It's a strange thing, in some ways, that we live in a world where there is so much struggle. And it is this fact about our world that necessitates the presence of hope within us. Should there be no need for struggle, should there be no need to move from where we are to where we would like to be, there would be no need for hope. But since in our kind of a world, nothing is ever achieved without struggle, hope is placed at the center of the whole enterprise. If I want weeds, I do nothing. If I want a garden with lettuce and beets and tomatoes and cabbage, I work. I fertilize. I sweat. I hoe. I till. No vegetables without acting, doing. Coming to a much more important illustration here is Moses. Moses wanting to take his people out of the land of bondage and placing them into the land of promise. Well, if Moses had only stayed by that burning bush, the hopes he had for his people would have had no reality whatsoever. It was only when Moses, with the hope in his head, moved out to action in his life, did that hope become a real, relevant hope. There is the struggle. There is the need to do. There is the challenge to act. And it is only when we take that action and do the doing that we really have a meaningful hope. It is hope that enables us to break out of the present into a possible tomorrow, that gives us strength and vigor. And when we take the action plus the dream, then the hope has a chance. This is really what religion is all about. Religion is that something that fits into the margin of our lives when we begin to think about what can be rather than what now is. Religion is the gift of life that enables a person to have a future and a tomorrow with unlimited possibility. But it always depends upon a twofold hope. A hope that is not only a dream in the head, but it is an activity of the life. It's doing something. In a few days, we will be celebrating Brotherhood Week. This is a very significant time in American life because without brotherhood, we cannot get very far. For certainly our culture is a pluralistic culture. There are many different kinds of people with different kinds of religious faith living in this country. And there is always that ideal towards which we would like to move in regard to brotherhood. I think Adlai Stevenson put it as well as anyone I know when he said this: "On this shrunken globe, men can no longer live as strangers. Our prayer is that men everywhere will learn finally to live as brothers, to respect each other's differences, to heal each other's wounds, to promote each other's progress, and to benefit from each other's knowledge." Well, what a beautiful statement about brotherhood that is. What a magnificent dream that people will one day live like this. Well, as a hope, it's only effective. It only becomes a hope when we try to bring it into reality, when we begin to do something in our human relationships that make that quality of life possible. The hope is not simply dreaming about brotherhood, respecting each other's differences, healing each other's wounds, and promoting each other's progress. The hope is found when we move into the arena of political, economic, and social life and try to make those great principles live in our culture. In other words, a hope is not just an idea in our minds that we have, nor is it a dream in our hearts. It's an activity. involving sweat, hard work, commitment, dedication. My writer, he could only have a great hope when he was driven to the writing desk with great passion. Pray for health. It becomes only a real hope when it enables us to want to live according to the rules of health. Eat right, do right, take good care of our bodies. The hope is made a real hope by what we do. And finally, I am sure there are many that would like to ask, well, what can we do for another person? Well, some people in the church want to save another person's soul, or they want to make them good. But I have an idea that the greatest thing we can do for another human being is to simply make it easy for them to live in the dimension of hope. The central contribution that religion makes in helping another person is to make it easy for that other person to have a hope.